Hi and welcome back to the channel. We're finally getting down to the pointy end of the JobKeeper program and there might be some changes that affect you, so stay with me. Right, the first thing to understand and remember about the JobKeeper program is that it is a multi-stage application process. At this point, we are up to the enrolment stage where you give the ATO just some basic information about who you are and an approximation of the number of employees that are going to be eligible for the program. The next stage, which doesn't actually open until the 4th of May, is called the application process. That's where we give them a pile of new information about the specific employees and the individuals who are going to be eligible for the program. Now, the program is only available to eligible businesses, and I did a video on that a week or so ago, and the link to that is in the notes below. But the important thing to remember about eligible businesses is that it includes businesses with employees, includes trusts, beneficiaries of trusts, potentially directors, partners, and of course also sole traders. So what's changed since last week? Well, there have been a bunch of changes and they're all pretty important. The first one is relating to the enrolment process that I just spoke about. Originally, when the JobKeeper program was announced, the Treasurer said that the enrolment process would run until the end of April. That's proved to be a little bit unrealistic for a lot of people, and so now they've extended that out to the end of May. So you've got until the end of May to enroll and still be eligible for the first two payments relating to JobKeeper. That is not a good reason to leave it until the end of May, because you're then going to go to the back of the queue. Everyone should be still focused on getting it as near as possible to done before the 30th of April or very shortly thereafter. The next important change has been relating to business restructures. If you've got a new business or your business has changed dramatically in the last 12 months or so, and that has meant that for that reason you've not been eligible for the JobKeeper program, then you may now be eligible under one of the new rules that have come in. These rules are quite complex, so if you feel that you're in with a chance under the new rules, give us a call and we'll help you work through them. The next one is relating to 16 and 17-year-olds who are full-time students. They're no longer eligible for the JobKeeper program, which makes pretty good sense. They should be at home playing Minecraft or something anyway. Now, the next change is really important. It relates to the way that JobKeeper payments are timed and your requirements to pay your employees. The way it works with JobKeeper is that if you're eligible and you opt into JobKeeper, then you are required to pay all of your eligible employees a minimum of $3,000 in the month of April. Now, if their normal pay is greater than that, then you've got to pay them their normal pay. But if they're, say, a permanent part-timer or a casual who's been with you for more than 12 months, and say their normal pay is less than $750 a week, which is $3,000 in the month of April, you still have to pay them $3,000 for the month of April and then turn around and claim that back through the JobKeeper program. Now, the original deal with JobKeeper was that you had to pay everyone for the month of April no later than the 30th of April, which means you had to come up with the money in advance in order to be eligible for JobKeeper. This became pretty difficult for a lot of employers. Some of them have had to lean on their banks, and the banks have definitely been very receptive to most customers on this. But the Commonwealth Government has now come out and said, all right, you can do your final pay for the month of April no later than the 8th of May. That will line up pretty close in most situations with the timing for when JobKeeper is actually going to get paid out to employers. My guess is that the original payments for JobKeeper will start coming to employers probably in the second week of May. But again, we're just going to have to wait and see. If you have cash flow problems in being able to make those early payments to your employees, particularly the ones that have to have top-ups, talk to your bank. The banks are now very active in lending in this space for short-term credit needs, temporary overdrafts and the like. They're pretty receptive to it, and in most cases they'll help you out. But do remember, JobKeeper works on a one-in, all-in basis, so that if you opt into the program, you cannot pick and choose which eligible employees are going to be on the program and which ones are not. If you put one of them in, you must put all of the eligible ones in. Another thing, and it's a small thing to be sure, but it's still important, is that you must get all of your eligible employees to complete an employee nomination form. Now, there is an employee nomination form on the ATO website. It's big and complex, predictably, as the ATO is inclined to do. You don't actually have to use their form if you don't want to. You can just simply send them an email with the basic information on it, and all they need to do is reply back to that email and confirm that it's all correct. We will be sending out to our clients in the course of the next few days a template email that you can send out to all of your eligible employees. They just need to reply back to you and say, "Thank you, I agree." And finally, if you need to pay a top-up amount to your eligible employees, that is, if they're people who normally earn less than the $3,000 in a month or $750 in a week, it's really important that you record that correctly in your payroll software so that that information is correctly then relayed back to the ATO through the single touch payroll system. If you have any difficulties with that, and I anticipate that anyone using Xero or QuickBooks probably isn't fully across it right now, please give us a call. We'll walk through the information with you and make sure that you're reporting it all correctly. So if you haven't yet enrolled in the JobKeeper program, or you're not sure whether you're eligible, click on the link on the email that you got this video from or in the notes below, and it'll take you to our questionnaire, and that information will come back to us. We'll evaluate it, and we'll get back to you and talk to you about your eligibility and get the process running. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I'll see you in the next one.